Hey guys, this is an 8-band puzzle ring, and in this video I will show you how to solve it. So before we pull the ring apart, I'm just going to take a moment to just go over the face of the ring. So basically we've got two of the bands coming up and over the other bands. They cross over and form this X over the top here. Then we've got 3 bands on that side of the X, so we've got 1, 2, 3 bands up on this side and 3 bands down on this side. So we'll just take a look at the sides of the ring. They all come down to this side, around to the back, around to the other side, and then all of the linking is actually done in the face of the ring, not around the other parts of the ring. Okay, so let's mess this ring up and then bring all the bands back together. So there's our messed up 8-band puzzle ring. Now we want to use 6 bands to start off with this design. So to identify those 6 bands, what we do is we just pick up 1 band, turn the entire ring on its side, and find the 6 bands that are attached to or linked to the other 2 bands. So find 6 bands like this. Now they're the ones that we'd like to work with first. So once you've got a hold of those 6 bands, just choose one of them, drop the others down, doesn't matter which one, and we'll start with that one. So what you'll find is these 6 bands actually have a C-shaped curve in the face part of the band. So side on, you can see that that's the sides, and back of the ring there's the face up there, and when held between your thumb and index finger you'll see a C-shaped curve. So next bring up one of these other 6 bands and you'll actually see that once that's placed against this one, a diamond sort of shape there. So you'll find this band also has a C-shaped curve. So now bring up another one of those 6 bands, place it along the side of that band, and you'll see that it's curved as well and curves around that band there. Take another one and you'll see we actually have 3 on this side now, and we actually need to have 3 on this side as well, and so as to make it easier on myself I'm going to turn the ring clockwise and continue working on the ring. So there we go. Now I'll bring up another band. So we've got 2 on this side now, and I'll bring up the 6th band that we're working with, and that's how we want to start, by looking through the center of a diamond shape formed by 6 of the bands. So now when we turn the ring sideways we should find the other 2 bands, which look quite different to each other. So when we're looking at the face parts of these bands, we'll find that one of them has a groove in the top. That groove right there. It's smooth, then there's a groove, and then it's smooth again. And the other band is totally smooth across the top. Right over there. So the way we want to position these 2 bands now is to have the band with the groove in the top closest to the left index finger and the other band closest to the thumb. So we'll take the band with the groove in the top and turn it this way, so that when we look back through the diamond shape formed by these 6 bands, we will actually see a diagonal line, and it should be going on an axis from the top right hand side of the screen down to the bottom left hand side. See how it sits on that line there? Then we want to take the other band and place it across the top so that we're looking down through this diamond shape at an X. See that X that's formed down there? And now when we turn the ring onto its side, what we should see is these 2 bands that have formed the X should sit flush against each other, just like that. So this is what you should be looking at. If your ring looks like this at this point, all you need to do is relax them like this, and then take the one that has the groove in the top, the one that's closer to your index finger, and bring it up and over the other 6 bands. Bring it down. Turn your whole ring, the entire ring, clockwise, like this. And take the band with the groove again, turn it like this, gently, and place it on that diagonal line that runs from the top right to the bottom left of the screen. Take the other band while holding this one between pinky and ring finger. That's how I've got it sitting there like that. Take the other band and cross it over to form that X. We're looking down at the X through the diamond shape. When we turn our ring to its side, you should then have these 2 bands sitting flush against each other like this. Okay, so next what we do is we let go of these 6 bands, and then we start to thread them through the X. So I'm going to hold on to these 2 bands with my left hand, and I'm going to take the band on the right hand side, all the way on the right hand side out of this pile, and I'm going to thread it through the X, and I'm going to bring it down and place it against the other 2 bands like this. So now I turn the ring clockwise and flip those bands over back to the left. Take the band on the right hand side, position it so it's lower than the other bands, and then thread it through and bring it down, place it next to the other 3 bands like that. Okay, and then turn the ring clockwise again. So we're just repeating the same step with all of these bands up here. So I'll flip them over to the left, take the band that's closest to the right, slot it through so that it's sitting lower than the other bands into the ring, thread it through, and then bring it down gently against the other 4 bands. Turn the ring clockwise, flip these bands over to the left, take the band on the right, make sure it's lower than the other bands, thread it through, bring it down, turn the ring clockwise, Pop these bands over to the left. Take the band that's on the right hand side. They're a little bit stuck together, aren't they? There you go. Make sure it's sitting lower than the other band. Thread it through and bring it down. Turn the ring clockwise. Thread this last band through, and what you'll actually find at this point is the other bands are going to start to separate a little so as to allow this one to be threaded through. Now you want to allow them to separate a little, that's okay, just kind of hold on to them gently and make sure that they don't fall apart, but do allow them to separate a little, because that will allow you to gently thread this ring through, the band through. And there you go. So what I did was I threaded it through and then brought it down. And there is a completed 8-band puzzle ring.